My name is Jarry and I be making shit, and today I'm making my mini salted caramel milk tea boba side table. Woo! For the second table, I started off with the mood board on Canva and then I brought it into Photoshop to make my own sketch. I would like to live a long, happy life, so I'm trying not to use as much resin in this project. Instead of UV resin to make the milk tea, I use plaster, and I like this. It's not as quick and convenient as UV resin, but again, I want a long, healthy life. To color the plaster, I used acrylic paint and waited about 2 hours between each layer. For the top, I'm using plexiglass to seal it off and a chalk pencil to kind of sketch it out. I'm definitely getting better at cutting plexiglass. It just takes some work. Using the rubber tube as my straw, I cut a hole through the plexiglass so it could stay in one place. Then I measured the straw and cut it to the length that I wanted it. To seal off the top, I'm using UV resin, so I'm not fully done with it, but I am using less of it for these tables. Just make sure you put on a mask and open a window. To give the illusion of foam at the top of the cup, I'm mixing resin and white acrylic paint together. Then I poured a very thin layer at the top of the plexiglass and cured it. For my whipped cream, I'm using spackle, and girl, this was so fucking hard. So you have to mix and thin the plaster out with water first, and then I loaded it into this piping tube to give it the illusion of whipped cream. And y'all, please, this is my first time doing this. Just be easy on me. I found this cake spinner in the closet and it kind of made it a little bit easier. For my cinnamon, I'm using this cake powder and I tapped a little bit on top. Finally, for my caramel drizzle, I'm taking my resin and dyeing it brown, and I just drizzled it and cured it as I went. Honestly, this is definitely not a functioning table anymore, but it is cute. There's a lot of imperfections. I definitely have to do this at least 10 more times before I start selling it. But y'all let me know, which mini table do you like the most and what drink do you want to see me make next?